What's up everyone, I'm your host Dom and welcome to another episode of Minionland Minecraft. Now as you can see, we're here in the main hub. And we're here because today we're going to do a very special episode. It is our grand tour for the series. This is our 100th episode for the Minionland Minecraft series, and that's why we're going to be doing that. Now, it may be quite a long episode, so I would recommend pausing it here, go to the bathroom, get some treats, get something to drink, make sure you're comfortable, and then we can begin the tour. So let's go on and do that, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, the Red Rocket. My very first build on this server, and it is my player home. Now down here, we can see the Red Rocket itself, and a lot of what's underneath it as well. This originally was just a hill here, and I kind of plateaued it out, and I expanded this out just a bit further. Below this hill we found some caving systems which we later transformed into a mine. And right out here, the quadrant type windows used to be an animal resource area for myself, which was kind of a reference to Fallout Shelter. Now when I first started on the server and I found this area, this entire place, I didn't know that I was going to be doing Fallout builds. In fact, I didn't know what I was going to be building, to be honest. I just kind of found the area, claimed it because it was so far away from everything else that I wanted to start building, and that's what I did. And at that time, I was heavily playing Fallout more than I am now. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to try to build the Red Rocket Station as my player home, as my little base here. And it turned out better than I could have expected. The shape, the slight slant in the roof here, the rocket legs, which are supposed to be the smoke trails for the rocket, the gas pumps, I added some vines to give it a little bit of age. Everything. Now, of course, I couldn't have fit the Red Rocket sign up top, so I just put my player name, and it fits. I mean, it works really amazingly. But not just that, the overall dimension of the Red Rocket is just so perfect, in my opinion. We've got a little barbecue area here, like you would find in Fallout 4. We even have our Nuka-Cola vending machine, which is a really iconic thing now. And you can walk around the entire Red Rocket. It's just something that really looks great and just right out of Fallout 4. Now the garage itself has a power armor station, repair station. It's got a crafting table. We even have a little dog meat here. Walking inside the Red Rocket, you'll find that the inners are very much like the game, properly laid out. We even have a water fountain here, or a little water bottle dispenser. And along this side, we even have the bathroom, which you'd probably find if you use the Eleonora mod for the Fallout Red Rocket Station. We turned the counter over here into a little kitchen area, and we have the office, which has been turned into a bedroom. Now, I didn't know where I was going to be placing it, but I ended up placing it where the toilet should have been. Our little entrance down into our basement. And down here, we just kind of needed some extra living space. Check out the view, actually. Awesome view. I got a nice view of the ocean and the sunrise? Sunset. That's the sunset. But down here we created extra living space. We've got a nice little cozy TV center. We've got our little triple monitor computer. Check out the RGB lighting on the tower. Oh yeah, that's awesome. But not just that, we have our little hidden fishing hole, where we have our little AFK fish farm down here. And down here you can watch the sunsets, watch the sky change colors. You can even watch the squid swim by as you're AFK fishing. It's just a lot of fun to see that happen, actually. But this thing has just provided a lot of useful things. It is a nice little cozy place to go fishing, and venturing forth we can actually find more things like this enchantment area. Now this was supposed to be temporary. I was planning on building an official enchantment build, which I haven't gotten around to yet, but I'm thinking maybe a library or something. And then, you know, access to the mines, which have been closed off because of other builds that we've done in the future. And then we have our little kind of covered cave-like boat dock area, and a very small sugarcane farm out here. Just beside the living area down here in the basement, we have our to-do list where we've tried to, you know, keep track of everything that we're doing. We also have access to the mole rat tunnel, which goes outside or to the lower levels of the basement. Going a little bit further, we used to have a storage area here, but it's been since transformed into our little trophy area for all the scavenger hunts, the gifts that we receive, and some of the art that we do, or the art that others have done as well. We even have our little crafting area that is still pretty original. I think I used to have lava in here, but now it's just fire. So this place has been through a couple of updates, but for the most part is still somewhat the same. Going down further, we'll find a mistake counter, our idiot savant counter, which is a Fallout 4 perk. This used to be storage down here, but it has since been upgraded and been given a little bit more of a fun purpose here. On the lower level, or the lowest level of our Red Rocket basement, we actually have an item sorter for all our precious stones and jewels and such. Diamonds, emeralds, gold, iron, you name it, it's here. But we can also find here a little storage area for a lot of the stuff that gets pulled out of the AFK fish farm. So we get a lot of awesome items through that. And lastly, just beyond the other side of the Red Rocket basement, we have a little cozy sitting area. This used to be a little spot where you can kind of snipe some of the mobs that would walk by. But since we started to expand and light up the area a bit more, not too much actually walks by here. So it's just a nice little chill spot. Beyond that is the entrance to the Mole Rat Tunnel, which leads up to the inside of, you know, the Red Rocket basement, or you can go straight to the outside from here as well. Right next to the Red Rocket build is my little farming area. Originally we had a small patch of wheat growing right there. I thought that was going to be enough, but it eventually turned out to not be, so I started to plant a lot of the wheat over here, which then got expanded to carrots, potatoes, beetroot, you name it, it was here. But then we kind of outgrew that as well. So I eventually turned this into a melon and pumpkin farm, as you're seeing, with a nice little scarecrow down there at the end. We even gave a little extra stairway here to give ourselves easier access to the farming area. We started to plant some cactuses right out here beyond the wall. And we then eventually built the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse was named after Grey Gardens in Fallout 4. So we started to kind of develop a little theme here. Started to just build Fallout related stuff, and it all started to come together rather quickly. Now the greenhouse has a collection chest right down here, and as you can see, walking inside, we are still growing a lot of the crops, as we recently used this once again. we have a button over here which creates a tidal wave to wash all of the crops down into this hopper line here, which then gets picked up into the chest outside. We then have to manually go back and plant everything that we collected. So this place has kept me alive, it's kept me fed, and it turned into another very nice kind of theme build for our Fallout universe. I think around this time we weren't quite sure that we were actually doing Fallout stuff, but it started to kind of come together for our area. It was a weird time, I guess, but it worked. And this was a great build. I mean, I would recommend anyone building these. These are great. They'll keep you alive for a bit until you think of other methods of creating some crop farms. This is the Grey Gardens greenhouse. Now, early on, there was already development into a nether highway system going on the server. This was to help us transport ourselves to other claim areas on the server, other player areas. So pretty early on during my time in Minionland, I eventually had to build a portal. I had to build another highway that connected to, or another hallway that connected to the nether highway, so that other players could come and pay me a visit easily. And I then kind of stuck to our little theme there, and I created a vault. And this has gone through various updates. And my final update I'm absolutely pleased with. This was much, much different before. The entrance actually used to come off of that corner over there and bleed in diagonally. This is much better because you have the vault door platform with the button here. And you've got the Vault Tech insignia or logo in the wall with the vault door in the center. If you look at the sign above, it should say Vault 404, which is Vault Not Found. Little joke on my part. But hitting the button here, you can see we get a sequence. The door opens, and immediately you can see the vault nether access. We can come down this way, exit our little cave there, and we can pass through the vault door entrance with the mechanism up top. We even have the drawbridge down below. So this portal here will actually take you to the nether. We'll visit that momentarily. But you also have the vault door button up top here, which you can press, and you can see the sequence happen again from the inside. This time the walkway retracts and the vault door securely locks. Near the entrance we actually have the generator room, which produces charcoal. We would have a nice little storage area. This little area is kind of in reference to the Fallout 3 area, except I don't have the firing range. And a little office right here, off to the side of the power generator. But moving further, we can come back to the nether portal soon. We're just going to pass down into the lower levels really quickly. And immediately you can see a lot of the maintenance room for, well, the vault door mechanism, the timing sequences up top for the lighting and the sound, and a lot more of the doors just beyond this point too. So there's a lot that goes into the whole door walkway retraction mechanism as well. I mean, there's a lot here. There's just a lot of redstone going on here. But it's fairly simple. Anybody could build it, really. And I just thought I should display it. It's kind of a nice little feature to display. But right beyond that corner, we have two options. We have the agricultural floor, or we have the living quarters. And I'm going to go straight to the living quarters because we can still access the other floor soon after. And you can see right here immediately we have men's and women's rooms. Both restrooms are decked out with stalls. We even have showers, and I need to come back and actually build lockers. But a nice little feature to have there. On the left-hand side, down this entire hallway are nothing but resident rooms. So we have a nice little living area. We have some bedrooms here. They're very, very basic. Not much can actually fit in these vault dwellings. But right across, we have the schoolroom where you can come, sit down, and take the goat test. So we got a nice projection going on there. And beyond the schoolroom, we have the vault diner, which is probably my favorite because you got the nice diner checkered floor, the booths, the jukebox. We even have the little bar over here with the Nuka-Cola machine and the nice colorful kitchen back here. So this is an awesome little room. I really like the vault diner. And this is kind of shaped after the one in Fallout 3 as well. Now, eventually I'm going to be building a security room too. We need to have some type of security here in the vault. But we do have the overseer office with the overseer desk. He's got his own bedroom here. He's got another one over here for, I guess, maybe in case they have a child or something. And they've got the nice big window that overlooks the entire vault, which is really awesome. We also have some weird paintings in here. Kind of odd. I mean, I guess maybe that's modern art. We'll see. Moving down into the lower areas of the vault. The first floor we have is the agricultural room, which we'll find, a lot of the crops down here as well. So you'll have, what's this? Carrots? No, this is beetroots. On the other side you have, I think, wheat. You have sugar cane over here. You have cocoa, vines. We have carrots as well. And a nice little kind of office as well. So immediately you can kind of guess that, okay, this vault has a lot of food in it. It was most likely built to sustain life. And there's just nothing but crops up here. But then moving further down, we come to the animal resources floor. And down here, things get a little bit weirder. You can see that there's a mini squid farm here. We also have what looks like sheep, but they're inside these weird kind of machines. There's a lot of desks here with some research going on. Seems like things were being researched heavily. We go beyond into some of the other rooms. We'll encounter some animals in test tubes. Some weird type of research vats. They're hooked up to computers, and yeah, it looks like some weird stuff was definitely going on down here. Got some weird mutated cows. Big machine here. I mean, what is going on down here in the vault? It looked all good at first, and then this just turns out to be weirder and weirder as we move along. They even have an unmutated Yao Guai. Nice habitat. Yeah, it's just kind of strange down here. There's a lot of machinery and a lot of testing being done on a lot of livestock. It's just a bit strange. It's really, really strange up here. Moving further through the vault, we find a dark stairwell. But there's light at the end, so we get the urge to explore further. Once we reach the bottom, we find there's a locked room. I mean, we can't get through. We can kind of see that there's some weird stuff behind there, but we just can't pass. Turn around, we see something oddly familiar. Now maybe we should remember what that pattern was. We've gained access to a very odd room at the lowest levels of the vault. Seems like this place has fallen on hard times. A little bit of destruction maybe? And we find more portals. What could the vault be exploring or experimenting? These things are huge. Entering through, we find some weird kind of devices and weird creatures. Where did they come from? Seems like they've been collecting gold items, but this is strange. Very strange. If we go up the stairs here, we'll find that there's a strange crop going on. Never seen anything like this. And this hallway is just completely destroyed. It goes out into the earth, the underground earth. I'm not sure what's going on down here, but it doesn't seem like the vault dwellers were up to any good. Maybe this was a secret group that were experimenting on darker and more dangerous things. Go over to this area, we see that maybe a portal experiment failed. And whatever's on the other side of the portal is bleeding into the overworld. And maybe that's why we're not finding any of the vault dwellers left inside. Something strange and bad happened here. And I don't think we should really stick around. Now, for ease of transportation reasons for all the other players on the server, we have this portal here, which gains access to the Nether. So let's venture through and find the other side. Venturing into the Nether, you'll find that we are inside a smaller vault atrium. It seems like the vault dwellers made it through the portal and started to expand here. To the left side, or right side, depending on which way you're facing the portal, you'll find another hallway, which we'll get to soon enough. But for now, let's go up to the upper level of this vault to discuss what's up here. Get a nice view of the atrium. We also get some nice windows up here to see that we're now in hell. A lot of spooky things happening out here, and nothing seems friendly at all. We can open the vault door here, and we'll find the Nether highway that stretches all across the server, north, east, south, and west. Every player has their own unique hallway, which takes everyone else to that player's lands. And you'll find a lot of other unique things on the highway as well. You can come here via horse, minecart. There's even a slipstream above us. Now, I've created stables over here for players' horses so that they're locked up safely and not occupying the highway space. And on the opposite side, we have a Nuka-Cola machine in case you get thirsty, but we also have access to the slipstream in case you're venturing this way in the Nether. And just below, we actually gave access to the Nether as well in case we encounter some brave players that want to go out and venture hell itself. Now, the hallway just beyond the portal leads to two other locations. The first one being a spider farm. And on your way there, you get some nice views of the giant lava lake that sits below us, and just the amount of danger that hell brings. Eventually you find the portal, which will take us to our cave spider farm, so let's go take a look at that. Traveling to this location, you'll see that we are inside a very small build. But we can see out maybe some nice hallways. We step out, we find that we've built here a metro, and it seems rather abandoned. Now, there's 3 hallways which lead each to a individual spider farm. It sounds like we may have some creatures here already. Unfortunately, these spider spawners were a tad bit out of reach from each other, so we couldn't link them all together. But we made use of this opportunity by creating 3 separate kill chambers. That way, 3 separate minions could come here and farm with no problem. But this is our little spider farm here, a little string farm. Worked out really, really nice. Now there's one more longer hallway to our vault system, and this basically completes our vault tour. But this hallway leads us to another amazing build that we did. It is our Guardian Farm, which kind of doubles as a slime farm as well. So once we reach the end of this hallway, you're greeted with an odd familiar face. And we'll go tour our Guardian farm as soon as we get to the other side. Alright, our Guardian farm immediately looks like something very unique. This is the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. This is a build based off of a Fallout 3 location. In Fallout 3, this is the water purifier. And it made so much sense to just build this for our theme. Because, well, what we're doing here is trying to purify the water. We want the Guardians out. So we're filtering the Guardians out of our water to create, well, a nice drinkable water source and, well, to reap the rewards of their drops, of course. Now we have the gift shop over here, which gives us a lot of different things. We even have ink, a lot of slime balls down here, a lot of food, a lot of other random stuff. And just so many resources can be found here. Now, we said that this doubles as a slime farm. If we go into the maintenance room here, you'll find the underground slime farm here. Nothing is spawning just yet because we just got here. It's going to take about maybe a minute to register the player location. We also have a lot of other minions on the server at the moment, so we don't know what the server's actually doing with the spawns. But this little slime farm produces a decent amount of slime, and I actually don't need any more, so I've left it open for the public so that they can come grab supplies as well. Now, if you're familiar with Fallout 3, we can actually venture to the upper level of this build where we'll find the water purifier. You also see the bottom of our little Guardian farm if you look up. But if we walk into the water purifier, you'll find the statue of Thomas Jefferson and all the research that's being done here to purify the water. Down below, you'll encounter a nice little crafting area. Oh, here they go. They're starting to drop now. One more? Can we get one more? There we go. That's nice. You can actually find the killing chamber for the Guardians down below, which is right here. Oh, last one just died off. Maybe if we stand here a little bit more, we'll get a few more drops. This column right here was built so that you can stand right behind it to just use it as a drop system. You don't want to get hit with their rays. They can still kind of attack you, but actually our system is so efficient that it kills them off pretty quickly. But this is a good spot for safety reasons regardless, to just wait for them to drop. Now, if you do want to get some EXP out of it, you can hit this lever here. Water will be dispensed out of those dispensers back there and create a nice little catching plate for them above the hoppers. This will put out the fire that they are on, and we can just finish them off in a hit or so. So that's one way to, use looting free if you have that equipped on your swords, and, just get some EXP out of it. So this is an awesome build. We don't see it in full action today because I guess the server's porting out spawns to another location with the other players on. That's kind of the trouble with servers, I guess. But you can find a nice little bathroom right here. That's funny, right? On the outside of the build, we can actually find some slime traps, and these produce a decent amount of slime as well. Our squid will fall right here on the outside border, and they will be caught by a minecart hopper below it. that's taken to our central collection system, and all the drops will be collected on the inside. Not these external slime farms though. Those will stay out here because we collect so much enough already of the slime inside. But there's plenty to collect here. There's some beautiful, beautiful views here when the sun comes out. It's just an amazing place to come be if you're using shaders and texture packs and stuff. So this is the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, the water purifier, our guardian farm, our slime farm. Now this tunnel used to lead to a small little reference to Skyrim I had built here, which was the Dovahkiin's outpost, I think. It was a small little hut, which led to this kind of area. Eventually we got rid of that. We built a highway system that leads out that way and around some of the Fallout City area. And mostly we then built this here, the Super Duper Mart from Fallout 3. This is an awesome, amazing build that many people have came to just visit for the sheer likeness that this has with the Fallout 3 build. So out here we've got the parking lot with some lights, some signs there that kind of flicker. Some of the lights are actually burned out. And yeah, we've got a little place for shopping carts, dumpster. I mean, this is awesome. But walking inside or closer to the front of the building, you'll see that we have some Nuka-Cola machines here, some benches. Then we've got like the cart area, waiting area. We've even got registers and a lot of chests, just a lot of chests. This could have been an item sorter, but it would have done some crazy things to the layout and I didn't want to do that. So I kept it all manual storage, and I can store every single block in the game in this location. This is my most proudest accomplishment. It is the mass storage area for my area for myself, and it has the layout of the Fallout 3 Super Duper Mart. As you can see, there's all the aisles, and we even have the catwalks that go above the aisles, and it's exactly like you would find in Fallout 3. You can walk across all of them. You even have the kind of ice coolers back here, some additional storage. You've got like the pharmacy, you've got the, let's see, I guess this would be the deli maybe. We've got additional storage back here, and we even got a Protectron unit that's stored safely away. Now this area is my additional storage. We've got, a lot of the shulkers, our own scavenger hunt items here. Just a nice little room back here. Now the only thing that this Super Duper Mart doesn't have is the restrooms location. We couldn't build that because of the hill that's here, so I just kind of made it look like it just broke off and slowly decayed away. But below the Super Duper Mart we have an additional area, which is a sewage area. This is not Fallout 3 related at all, but I thought we would make use of it. This does go all the way through. And this goes further down into the earth right below because we have found a useful item, which is a zombie spawner. I like to come here to repair items like my armor or weapons that have mending on it, and it's just an easy place. It's nearby. It doesn't really do a lot of repair at once, but it's efficient enough when we need to just repair stuff at a moment's notice. Now it's odd, we aren't getting that many spawns at the moment. This thing should be kicking out zombies no problem, but there are some people here. Some might be AFK, they may be farming at some other spots. There it goes. It's just kicking off really slow because who knows what's going on the rest of the server, as I've mentioned before. Right outside of our red rocket, we have the map wall. Now you can see why we had to move it out of the red rocket. It just doubled in size practically. So we have all of this territory, which is now ours, and you can see a lot of the different builds that we're going to be touring today. If you look closely, we'll see a lot of different things, a lot of small, big, and large. I mean, it's just, it's a good place for players who normally don't travel here to just come take a look and see exactly what we have here, and hopefully not get lost, but show them that they have a lot to explore here. This is not just a small build with a big tower and whatnot. There's a lot here, and it takes a little bit of exploring, and you can encounter a lot of amazing stuff. Just beyond the map wall, we have a metro station. Now this metro station was based after stuff that you would find in Fallout 3, and it's also because it's based off of the DC metro station. It's DC's metro station because it has the iconic red tiled floor. We have a ticket booth here, Nuka-Cola machine. We have the long escalators that go way beneath the ground. And really, it's just the overall shape and color combination that really makes this a DC metro station. I mean, the red tile floor is just super iconic, and then you have this weird cement dome shape with all these quadrant-like pockets all over the ceiling. I mean, it is really DC to a T. Now, this gives access to the overworld slipstream tunnels, which go, again, from the north, south, west, east sides of the server, or of the map. You can access my claim, either boat on ice or the minecarts that you can eventually catch riding back and forth. But not just that, there's another line here, and this line is, at the moment, incomplete, but it will take you to one of our other big city builds on the other side of our claim. This eventually will be done, but it's going to take some time. So this is the DC Metro Station. It's a nice little place. It is. It just made sense to build this for our slipstream, and it's just fun. I hope players are using this because they'll be treated to a nice little arrival when they get here, and hopefully they're familiar with DC Metro. If they're not, they can look it up. I mean, if anything, maybe they'll be familiar with how it looks like in Fallout 3 if they are Fallout fans. The South Boston military checkpoint is just outside of our metro station, and you'll be greeted here with a nice vertibird landing platform, the vertibird itself, and the checkpoint base. Now the vertibird was a really fun build. It just has, you know, the right colors, the right size. You can go inside, sit in the cockpit, or you can play with the minigun a bit. Oops, hit the wrong thing there. There you go. A little bit slow. Oh, can we get the squid? Maybe if he swims in the right spot, we can actually hit the squid. That'd be funny. But the military checkpoint itself has, you know, the right shape, color. Got the flag here, the rotted away driveway. You can go inside and find out the layout is just like you would find it in Fallout 4. And this was just something I thought I should build here along with the vertibird. My intentions was to actually build just the vertibird, but then I thought, you know what, it needs a little something else. Let's build the South Boston military checkpoint. And if you venture to the back, you'll actually find a holding cell for some power armor. Cool stuff, right? Now, beyond our red rocket area, we have a road, which stretches out to our wasteland area. It's not much of a wasteland now, but it used to be just barren fields. But before we get there, we actually have a dirt trail here, which is kind of mysterious. And if you're not careful, you're gonna miss this little trap door here. This leads down into an underground bunker. At At the bottom of this bunker, you can immediately see an odd glow. The further we get, we see that they are beacons, and you can actually turn these beacons on. Now this bunker seems like it was equipped to, you know, sleep and maybe eat and stuff, who knows. But there's a sign here that says, keep the beacon running. So this is kind of like a distress signal, I guess. You can turn it on via this switch here, and you can see momentarily it will flash on. Now we have some colored glass right above it to give the Vault Tech colors. Just thought that would be fun to have. But we're going to turn these off because we really don't need the perks, the beacon, for this tour. And we're just going to head right back out. Now beyond our little beacon base there, we'll find that the road continues to some type of power tower. This is the Abernathy farm build. Sometime after we got rid of the Fallout shelter animal area, we decided that we would build Abernathy farm. And we would house all of our animals here, the cows, the sheep, the chickens, everything. Walking through, you'll find that we still have our horses here and some llamas. We even have a beef and leather machine. We even have wool and mutton. I think this one got empty though. Something happened to the sheep, I'm not sure what. We used to have pigs and chickens on this side, but since we have the vault now full of stuff, we don't really need this area. So I've been thinking about updating this place a bit more, and probably making a much better updated Abernathy farm build. This place could certainly use some updating, but regardless, it's still really good and fun to look at, and it has that kind of structure to it. But you can also get some really nice views of some of our surrounding builds. I mean, there's just stuff all around here. Now, if you watch the series, I know that you all will be familiar with this. This is our YouTube billboard. You know, venturing through Fallout, you'll find some billboards here and there, and I thought it would be fun to just place one in our world and have it be the YouTube button. So this is kind of our little monument to give shout-outs to players that give comments on our videos, and, you know, to give a little recognition for the support that is given. And, you know, we just appreciate that you guys are watching and commenting. So I wanted to give little shout outs here, post up your names, and make it a part of our videos. So this is the YouTube billboard, and this was a lot of fun to have. On the left-hand side of our little road here, we'll find a very big build. This is the Mass Fusion Tower. This took me quite some time to build. I mean, I was not good at resource gathering, and I was so lucky that the server is filled with so many kind people that actually were generous enough to help with this build. I mean, they really gave me a lot of stuff to keep this build going. Now, to give a little backstory, Gopher, the server creator and YouTuber, created a tower on his land, right outside of his home. It was the infamous Lava Tower. And soon after, a lot of the other minions started to build towers near their claims as well. It seemed like it was kind of like the competition thing to do, even though it wasn't really a competition. It was just more or less to say, we're building towers because Gopher's building towers. And I don't know why. I wasn't really competing or anything, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to build a tower too. And I think the Mass Fusion Tower had to be the tower of choice. I mean, we were already starting to build a lot of Fallout things, even though, by the way, we have been doing a lot of this revealing out of order probably. So this was probably one of the more earlier builds right next to Abernathy Farm. And maybe the Red Rock, maybe the Super Duper Market, I mean, I'm not sure. Anyways, this was an amazing build to do. I feel like I could have done this better, to be honest with you, because as I started to build the interior, I started to notice maybe some of the dimensions were a bit off. So that's one reason why I say that. But going inside the Mass Fusion Tower, you can see we have the iconic Atom monument in the center with the little pond there. We've got some stairways going up. Oh, I hear some danger. We've got the elevator, which goes all the way up to the roof of the building. And we have just the very same layout that you would find in Fallout 4. This is an awesome, awesome build, and you really got to venture through the interior to get to the highest point. Now, this only goes up to the balcony at the moment. It doesn't go all the way up. So you will reach top of that statue thing right there. And that's about it. The rest of it is pretty hollow. But the elevator does take you to the roof, and you can fly off the top of this building if you have your elytra, and you can just really get some nice views of all the surrounding areas. This was an awesome build. I hope to one day make this again. I'm going to do it better though. And this was it's so much fun. I mean, people like to come up here too and just, you know, just see the different build style of everything that's here. Going through the thick brush, right next to our little road system there, you can see that there's something glowing in the back. It's hard to make out what it is from here, but the closer we get, we can see that stuff is on fire here, and the land is damaged, and it gets worse as we get closer. And now we can see that there's some kind of craft here. This is the crash site, the UFO crash site. And this was a really fun little build to do. You know, just, you can't have Fallout without some sort of wacky thing, and this was it for my area. So I decided to build a little UFO here. I hooked up some kind of fireworks stuff to create like the spark effects for the control system. I am getting attacked all over the place. Because the Fallout area is quite dangerous. But yeah, UFO here is just a unique little build. It's kind of tucked away, hidden within our area, and there's even blood here, which you can travel, find a cave to find the alien. So it's just another fun kind of little hidden location on my claim. Go back to our road system here. You can see we have the highway above us, but we also have the little road here which takes us to our wasteland. Coming up the stairway, you'll immediately see the Institute, but before we get to that, we do have this small little reference build here, which is the Sanctuary Bridge from Fallout 4. Now, the Institute, this is the new Institute, as I'm calling it. It is a iron farm slash villager breeder, and I thought that was the appropriate type of build to do for this, especially naming it the New Institute, because they are here duplicating iron golems and villagers. And I can go inside here, I can immediately see when iron golems drop, or villagers as well. The collection area is down below here, which seems like I already have another villager. There's also a collection here for iron. Wow, this has been doing really good lately. Poppies and just random things in case carrots drop from the villagers. And, you know, there's a nice little waiting area here. You can see, chill out, watch the golems drop. We got a Nuka-Cola machine here. You can go up top here too to see the villager breeder itself. Toss them some carrots in case they need to be fed. And this has a unique system because of the shape. This has been updated multiple times as well, and eventually we upgraded it so that it was this size, but then I ran into the trouble of villagers getting stuck here. So I created a nice little system that pushes them out in case they do land there. Goes a golem. And it's got a nice little warning light as well. Now this guy is collecting carrots. He should be dropping them, I think. Probably not actually, but he's just here to maintain the gardens. I'll come up here, run through, collect as many as I want, feed these guys, and this guy will replant as necessary. So the villager breeder iron golem farm is really, really awesome. But one of the additions that I wanted to do to this was the spirals. I wanted to make this look unique and kind of high tech. We have the Institute logo right up here. And I wanted to do something further with the spirals. Now this is the first set of spirals I have ever built in Minecraft, and it was quite challenging itself. You can go up this way to visit the other iron farm up top there. So this is a dual iron farm system, and it's also a good way to make sure that the villagers are still up there, that they don't despawn or something. So this was a really fun kind of thing to do, really challenging with the spirals, but it turned out so nice, and it just looks so good at night with the glow that we added in as well. Now we have these roads here along Fallout City surrounding the iron farm. If you travel along them, you'll see a bus stop, some ruined buildings here. A lot of decay and just destruction has happened so close here. Some of the homes are just gone, they're wiped out. You can really tell where the bombs dropped. Now we kept some of these buildings different colors to give some variation, some uniqueness. But it was a lot of fun, and it was really challenging to build like the vehicles or just these areas in general, some of these structures in general. The post-apocalyptic theme is no joke. It's quite tough, but we stuck to it. We really expanded this area and made it the Fallout area. Now this building in particular is really iconic for some of the bar type areas you'll find in Fallout 4. I got a witch up here. I'm not going to talk to her because she's not the nicest person. But if we keep traveling along the roads here, you'll just see a lot of destruction. There's even a graveyard up here. And it seems like we have an escapee, or several escapees from the graveyard. Where you can, you know, just be careful of the ghouls. Get out of here. My fire is not going to work on you guys because it's raining. But this is Fallout City, where you can see a lot of the decay that's been happening. I am meaning to expand on this. There's a lot of territory here that I still need to build for Fallout City, and eventually we're going to have the outskirts as well. That'll be better, in better conditions. If you notice, there is an inner road which surrounds the immediate vicinity of the iron farm, and then you have this outer circle here, which is built to specify the reach of the village that's created over there. So that way we can safely build doors on the outside And remind ourselves not to build doors on the inside to then skew or off balance our iron farm. Just beyond our Fallout City, we have this apartment building. Now, this was supposed to be a joke in reference to a New Vegas build where I believe it was called the Dino Delight Motel, where you would find Dinky the Dino, which was a T-Rex kind of sniper area, or sniper tower. It was really, really funny and cool. But I decided to actually base this build off of my condo apartment. Now my condo apartment is actually 3 stories tall and I live on the top floor. So I reduced it to 2 floors because I didn't want it to be taller than the build behind it. Where you can actually come in here, see that some of the local minions have actually occupied some of the more structurally sound rooms or apartments. And up here, you can actually come in and venture through my actual apartment. I mean, this is what it pretty much looks like in Minecraft form. And it was just crazy to build. It was a lot of fun. I really liked doing this. It was unbelievable to see and do this. I mean, it was just so much fun. I even got my dog here, Courage. And on the outside as well, you can actually venture and see a lot of the destruction that happened on this side of the building. We wanted to keep this within the Fallout theme as well, so we made it look like a bomb kind of hit off on this side, and we really just took out this side of the building. It actually turned out really, really nice. I really do like how it turned out. So this is going to be the Dino Delight Motel. Eventually, I'll get around to building the T-Rex, to building Dinky there, and wow, did lightning just struck there? Wow. So that'll be a lot of fun once that's complete as well. Traveling further along the road, you're going to come across one of our biggest ambitions, not our most, but one of the biggest ambitions that we've done so far in our claims, and that's Segas Ironworks. We've got a Mack truck park out here, we've got the trailer type offices as well, the random large bonfires that are out here. You know, this is just an amazing little place to be. And venturing inside, you'll see the layout that this place has. I mean, people come here and they're just as amazed as my Super Duper Mart. They say this looks just like the location in Fallout 4. I really wanted to build this location. This is something that really stands out in my mind when I play Fallout 4. I mean, Segas Ironworks is extremely memorable. You can't forget it once you've been there. And I did a really awesome job building this in Minecraft. And I wanted to build this for the sole purpose of having all our smelting purposes being housed in this location. We've got our super smelter array here, which is 16 furnaces long. You'll find other random equipment like these kind of forklift things, the lava cauldron conveyors and stuff. This build has multiple ways to get around, and you can easily get lost with it if you're not familiar with this territory. On the other side of the building, or in the intermediate access, you'll find some of the offices here. You'll also find another office that contains another Protectron, and access to the upper catwalks, which will then lead you over to the second half of the building. But you can also get to that through here, which you'll also find more offices, the broken down catwalks, more cauldrons with lava in it, you know, a little smelter here, which is only 8 furnaces. The cauldron that's tipped over, another forklift, an office up there. I mean, there's so much here. We have smooth stone generators, cobblestone generators, super smelters, and just more catwalks. But if you are familiar with this build, you're going to love it. You'll see that this is just like Sega's Ironworks in Fallout 4. You can even get to the boss room where you would fight Slag. Right here, right above this hot lava cauldron. So this was just a really fun build to do. Now you can venture out onto the outside here where you'll find the larger catwalk systems which surround the entire roof of this building. A lot of the silos, the chimneys, the outer offices, and you even have the conveyor system that goes up to the mega cauldron up there that is just filled with lava. It is just insane having this build here. I mean, this place is potentially extremely dangerous. So if you do come here, watch your step. You can get hurt. My lands are not safe by any means. There's just stuff spawning everywhere. Now, if you are smelting a large quantity of things here, and you're seeing that it is taking you quite a bit of time, even for the super smelter array, you can venture underneath Sega's Ironworks, where I have my very own mob grinder. Now, this is more of an old school method where you have platforms and water channels, but I've made it so that you can actually circle around the entire mob grinder in case some of the more further back mobs that spawn are a little less capable of aggroing you. So you can walk across the entire thing. At the moment we don't have any spawns. We just got here. It's going to take a moment for this location to register player what's it called? I'm losing my words. That I'm here basically. And you know, again, the server has to say let's put spawns here. But we do have the kill room down below where you can find that you can kill the mobs here. They will choke themselves out with the water that's above as well, so it is kind of automatic. And that's to reduce lag on the server or entity, you know, too much entity, I guess. And you can find that you can collect just about anything from here. Gunpowder, slime, bottles, redstone, glowstone. I mean, there's so many mobs that spawn here. Witches, slime, spiders, everything spawns here. It's crazy. There we go, we've got some spawns now. A lot of skeletons and a spider. Following the road here, you'll see next to it that we currently still have our minecart system that goes from Diamond City to our iron farm or villager breeder. That's because we're still trying to port a lot of perfect villagers over to our little city system over here. Now it is getting dark outside, which is kind of a shame. I think I should probably get some torches out just in case. But I need to avoid this horse too. It's a skelly trap. Oh, I'm going too far. But anyways, we have the outside of Diamond City here, and I did a really awesome job with this. We even got the door that comes down, a lot of the details. I mean, this place is heavily detailed. This is my proudest build by far, and once we go inside, you'll see why. Now, the tunnel that you saw earlier through our metro access will eventually kick out on this side of Diamond City. We're going to continue this roadway down to another metro access that will be over there at some point in the future. But you can walk around the entire area of Diamond City. It is completely accessible. And the main entrance here, which is a bit of a mess currently for the time being until we get all our perfect villagers inside, you can see that we have the security office, the boarded up under areas of the stadium, and inside you will immediately encounter the entrance with everything that is Diamond City. You can venture down here, walk into public occurrences, the church, the upper, richer living quarters, the mayor's office with the elevator thing here, the hair cuttery. I mean, there's every single location is here. We have villagers put in place where the shop should be. We've got Takahashi over here with his power noodles. We've got, you know, Dr. Sun down here with the basement and the creepier doctor that's down there. I mean, everything is here. The player home, the vehicles on top, the buildings, the, you know, everything that was in Diamond City and a little bit more. I mean, there's so much detail here. Got the school bus for the schoolhouse. We even got Kellogg's home with the secret room. Back on that side of the stadium, which leads up this way. I mean, you can't go wrong. Diamond City is super impressive, even if you're unfamiliar with the location in Fallout 4. This just has so much detail. It really looks like a post-apocalyptic world, and just to kind of have a little city within a baseball stadium is just super impressive all by itself. I mean, this was a build that people really came out to come see, whether they were familiar with it or not. And it's just super, super impressive, and just a lot of fun to come shop here and just venture through. Now, not too far from Diamond City, we have another location here based off of Fallout New Vegas. Immediately we see a sign that says, "Welcome to the Redstone Craft Lab. Beware the cons." That should be your clue to what location this is. The cons were a drug kind of dealing user area in the canyons, the Red Rock Canyons of Nevada. I'm gonna kill this guy really quick because he's bugging me. So what I did here was build my own little mesa, and I added the trailer homes from the cons location in Fallout New Vegas, and I've named this place the Redstone Craft Lab after the cons Red Rock Drug Lab. So there's a little bit of reference there in the title, but this is the place where we would come, test out a lot of redstone contraptions. I'd leave them up here some days too in case we had visitors that could come and maybe possibly learn something new. But this would be a good place for me to kind of just test things out before I actually completed the final build in its final location. So this was a nice place that I would just do that without having to dig or just create much of a mess in its final resting place. So this is really nice. It's small, but turned out really well. I think it was really hard to really duplicate a mesa type look, but I think I kind of pulled it off. And it's a little hard to see here at night, unfortunately. I wish it was daytime, but should probably be seeing that or saw that in the sequence. Moving along further, we actually have here one of our more recent builds, the Drumlin Diner. Now, Fallout has a lot of diners in many of its games, but I built this one after the one in Fallout 4, where you would find raiders trying to pick a fight with a lady that was protecting her son here. And this is just a little diner. It's nothing special, but it was, I think, a needed build to kind of represent Fallout a little bit more. And it was a fun little thing to do. I mean, there's really nothing here besides it just being a diner with the booths, the kitchen, the layout. You can actually go around the entire thing, have outdoor seating. There's a nice little jukebox here where you can actually listen to some discs. And it was just a fun little build to do. I mean, it's nothing special, but nonetheless, it was a very nice Fallout location that needed to be built. Now, on the outskirts of the roads out here that are unfinished, if we follow this driveway here, you'll find a big Mack truck here, an 18-wheeler, parked outside of the Gwinnett Brewery. Now, this is another big build. It was probably another one of my favorites, which you'll see more so for the inside. The outside isn't really particularly too special, aside from maybe this iconic beer barrel that is laying sideways above the garage door. But on the inside, you can find the main office once you walk in, a working Nuka-Cola machine, which actually spits out Nuka-Colas, thanks to UBS for giving us that kind of little detail there by modifying one of my vending machines. But inside, you'll find the main brewery with all of the many vats that this location had in Fallout 4. And I really wanted to build this to house our actual Minecraft brewer. This thing has every single item in-game. Now we can actually walk down this way just to get a closer look. And before we go, this has a tunnel that will eventually lead out to the Gwinnett restaurant, which also needs to be built. But we can make our way through the vats here and the catwalks to reach the brewer. And you'll find that this is a 3-stage brewer. You can pick your first stage, second stage, and third stage for varying effects. You got a couple of instructions there on how to use it, but I highly recommend that players that come here basically look up a recipe before they use it and jam the system in case they are unfamiliar with how to use this. Now, this is actually the very first brewer that I have ever built in Minecraft, and it's fairly simple. I like it, and it works really well. The rest of the brewery is quite explorable. This one is actually more challenging if you don't know where you're going. You can go up onto the catwalk system. You can actually reach the office that's located on this side of the building. Now I wonder if I can get a little peek at it from here. Gotta go all the way through, don't I? Oh, okay, maybe not. I didn't run, that was my problem. But the office is up here, above the brewer, and you can actually gain access, let's see, you can gain access to the roof of this build by jumping, oh man, across a lot of the piping here. Oh, I did a run jump there. Oh boy. Oh, there we go, nice. So the roof is accessed through this hallway. Oh, it's turning to daylight now, nice. A nice little view of the river down below. You can follow the catwalk and access to the roof. And nothing special out here, it's just 2 offices. Smokestacks, some other kind of structures up here, which I'm guessing should be brewers or vats, but a lot of the Fallout builds don't really make sense when you consider their exterior with their interiors. That's kind of just how it was in all the Fallout games. Some made sense, a lot of them did not. But anyways, we did a really good representation of a lot of the Fallout locations. Just beyond our lands here, venturing further south, we're going to encounter a Fallout 3 location, which is really funny and just a lot of fun to come see if you're actually familiar with it. This is Oasis, and it sits tucked away, hidden within a little forest, because, well, it's my tree farm, and what perfect way to hide a tree farm within a forest. So here we have Harold, who's holding Bob, and the story with Harold is he was just a regular guy who got mutated due to the nuclear war, and I think some other causes, but eventually he started to grow a little sprout from his head. Eventually drove him kind of crazy, and he called it Bob, and it became his only friend, and Bob started to kind of grow too much, where he eventually got rooted into the ground near the DC wasteland. So this is my tree farm, which is based off Oasis. You can find all the different little sections for different types of woods. You can collect the different leaves here as well. And there's even a caving system, which gives even more reference to Harold, where you can find Bob or Harold's heart underneath the ground, with all the many roots sprouting out. So Oasis is a fun kind of little place, but it's also useful and practical. But that's pretty much it for our grand tour. Now I've got some news for you guys before you go. This kind of marks a period in Minionland Minecraft where I won't be recording too many more episodes. I'm still going to be playing Minionland Minecraft because it is a server. It is an open server, which you guys are all welcome to. There are some rules, and I'm going to post the page, the access page, on the description for this video. So it'll teach you or show you how to gain access to Minionland. It's very simple. The community on here is extremely friendly, extremely helpful. They're just amazing people, and that kind of brings me on to my next point. I will always be playing Minionland whenever I can because of it being the only server I play on, but also mostly because of the community here. I've made a lot of nice friends. The people here are just amazing, and I really appreciate just their company and just playing with them. It's just an amazing, they make this server an amazing place to play on. So for that reason, I will continue to play on Minionland. I just won't be recording as often. And the reason because of that is we got a brand new series coming. Minionland is currently in 1.12, which was recently updated due to the plugins that are available for this version of Minecraft. The new series is going to be in 1.13, and I'm doing that because I think we really should move on to the newer and more updated versions of Minecraft, coming from the perspective of being a content creator. I need to stay with the times and just kind of stay relevant in order to still expect some type of channel growth. And it's also fun to kind of see and experiment and toy with all the new things as well, which if you've been watching my tutorial series, it's been coming along really interesting and nicely. But anyways guys, this has been the Grand World Tour of our area for our 100th episode. I'm hoping that I didn't miss a single thing here. If you like this video, drop me some likes. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments field below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. There's always going to be a lot of new things coming. So, for the time being, and for this episode, that's it. And I will see you all in the next episodes. Oh, by the way, the music you're hearing is not our typical background music for this series. It's kind of a little Easter egg for what's to come. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Anyways, see you all later. Have a good one. See ya.